Tom Selleck just shocked Hollywood at age 80, and what happened next will leave you speechless. The man who defined masculinity for an entire generation has been harboring a secret that CBS desperately tried to hide. But before we dive into the explosive revelations that have rocked the entertainment industry, if you're enjoying this deep dive into Hollywood's most fascinating stories, hit that like button and subscribe for more exclusive content about your favorite stars. Picture this. A Hollywood icon worth $25 million is about to lose everything he's worked for. The 63-acre ranch he's called home for over 3 decades might slip through his fingers. And the network that made him a household name? They just stabbed him in the back after 14 years of loyalty. This is the untold story of Tom Selleck's war with CBS. And trust me, what you're about to hear will change everything you thought you knew about America's favorite TV dad. Born in Detroit in 1945, Thomas William Selleck seemed destined for greatness from the start. Standing at an impressive 6'4", he wasn't just another pretty face trying to make it in Hollywood. This was a man who could have chosen any path. Basketball scholarship at USC, baseball pitcher for the Trojans, even a business degree that would have guaranteed him a comfortable corporate life. But fate had other plans. When a drama coach spotted something special in him during his senior year, everything changed. Selleck dropped out of college just shy of graduation to study under the legendary Milton Katselas, the same teacher who shaped Al Pacino and Michelle Pfeiffer. It was a gamble that would either make him or break him, and CBS would later make him pay dearly for that success. Here's where the story takes its first dark turn. When the Vietnam War called, Selleck didn't run to Canada or hide behind his Hollywood connections. He enlisted in the California Army National Guard, serving from 1967 to 1973, rising to the rank of sergeant. This wasn't some publicity stunt. This was a man who understood duty and honor, values that would later clash violently with network executives who only understood ratings and revenue. His early career reads like a blueprint for persistence. The dating game appearances in 65 and 67, Pepsi commercials, Salem cigarettes, Revlon cologne campaigns. While other actors were waiting tables, Selleck was methodically building his brand, one endorsement at a time. Close-Up toothpaste, Safeguard soap, Right Guard deodorant. He wasn't just selling products, he was selling reliability, trustworthiness, the very qualities CBS would later exploit and discard. Then came 1980, and everything exploded. Magnum PI wasn't just a show, it was a cultural phenomenon. Thomas Magnum, the Hawaiian shirt-wearing, Ferrari-driving private investigator, became the fantasy of every man and the desire of every woman. But here's what nobody talks about. Selleck was earning $4.8 million per season, which adjusted for inflation would be $14 million today. CBS was printing money off his mustache and charm, but the most painful what-if in Hollywood history was about to unfold. George Lucas wanted Tom Selleck for Indiana Jones, not Harrison Ford, Selleck. Can you imagine? The role that defined adventure movies for generations was his for the taking. But CBS wouldn't let him out of his Magnum contract. They held him hostage while the writers' strike delayed production for 6 months. By the time filming resumed, Ford had the role, and Selleck was left wondering what might have been. The man literally turned down Indiana Jones to honor his contract. He looked his parents in the eye and said he wouldn't break his word. That's the kind of integrity we're talking about. And how did CBS repay that loyalty decades later? By canceling his show when it was still number 6 in all of television. After Magnum ended in '88, Selleck could have coasted on residuals and nostalgia. Instead, he took a risk that would define the second act of his career, Friends. His agents begged him not to do it. 6 episodes as Monica's older boyfriend? It seemed beneath him, but Selleck saw what they didn't. Richard Burke became one of the most memorable guest characters in sitcom history, earning him an Emmy nomination in 2000. The Jesse Stone series, starting in 2005, proved Selleck wasn't just a pretty face with a mustache. 9 TV movies where he not only starred but produced and even wrote. This wasn't an actor cashing paychecks. This was an artist crafting his legacy. Each film was a masterclass in understated acting, proving that Selleck's talent ran deeper than anyone had given him credit for. Then came 2010 and Blue Bloods. Frank Reagan wasn't just another cop show character. He was the patriarch America was desperate for in an era of broken families and absent fathers. For 14 years, Selleck anchored Friday nights for CBS, delivering consistent ratings that most shows would kill for. The Reagan family dinners became appointment television, 8-page scenes that network executives initially wanted to cut but became the heart of the show. Here's where the betrayal begins. Blue Bloods wasn't just successful, it was a phenomenon. In the 2023 to 2024 season, the show ranked number 9 out of the top 100 shows in total viewership. On Friday nights, traditionally television's graveyard shift, Blue Bloods was winning its time slot consistently. The cast took a 25% pay cut to keep the show going. They literally paid out of their own pockets to stay on the air. And what did CBS do? They canceled it anyway. Selleck's frustration isn't just professional, it's personal. In October 2024, he didn't mince words. The show was always taken for granted, he said. CBS had a guaranteed Friday night winner for 15 years, and they threw it away. The network claimed they needed to refresh their schedule, but insiders know the truth. Younger executives wanted to push out the older generation, regardless of success. The financial implications are staggering. Selleck was earning $200,000 per episode, twice what his co-stars made. That's over $4 million per season gone overnight. And remember that ranch? The one he bought in '88 after Magnum ended? He admitted to CBS Morning that without Blue Bloods' income, he might have to sell it. A Hollywood icon forced to give up his home because network suits decided 14 years of success wasn't enough. But here's what CBS didn't expect. The backlash was immediate and brutal. Fans launched massive campaigns to save the show. The cast publicly questioned the decision. Even industry insiders called it one of the worst cancellation decisions in recent television history. The show that CBS took for granted had an army of supporters they never saw coming. The transformation of Tom Selleck post-Blue Bloods is where this story gets truly shocking. In August 2025, paparazzi captured him in Los Angeles, and Hollywood collectively gasped. Gone was the signature mustache that defined masculinity for 40 years. In its place, a full gray beard and longer, wild hair. The man who once epitomized groomed perfection was photographed in black shorts and a t-shirt, heading to McDonald's after the gym. This wasn't just a style change, it was a statement. The 80-year-old actor was done playing by Hollywood's rules. No more maintaining the image CBS had packaged and sold. This was Tom Selleck, unplugged, raw, and absolutely unapologetic. Industry sources say CBS executives were horrified by the photos, worried it would affect potential Blue Bloods reunion talks. But Selleck had already moved on. Within months of Blue Bloods ending, he announced his next project, another Jesse Stone film, the 10th installment of his beloved detective series. No network interference, no corporate overlords, just Selleck doing what he does best on his own terms. It's his middle finger to CBS wrapped in a television movie. The real bombshell dropped when Selleck revealed he's been in talks with Taylor Sheridan, the mastermind behind Yellowstone. A good Western's always on my list, Selleck said. I want to sit on a horse again. Imagine Tom Selleck in the Yellowstone universe, bringing his gravitas to Sheridan's neo-Western empire. CBS executives are reportedly scrambling, realizing they let go of an actor who could anchor any competing network's lineup. What makes this even more delicious is the Blue Bloods spin-off drama. Donnie Wahlberg is getting his own show, Boston Blue, and he immediately called Selleck, offering him guest spots and cameos. The loyalty between cast members stands in stark contrast to CBS's corporate coldness. They're creating their own universe without the network that abandoned them. Selleck's upcoming memoir, You Never Know, scheduled for release in May, promises to expose even more. Insiders who've read advance copies say he names names and settles scores. The chapter on CBS's Betrayal is reportedly so explosive that network lawyers have been consulted. From his friendship with Frank Sinatra to the real reasons certain executives wanted blue bloods gone, nothing is off limits. The financial aftermath is equally fascinating. While Selleck's net worth sits at $25 million, considerably less than you'd expect for someone of his stature, it's because he's always lived modestly. No Beverly Hills mansion, no fleet of sports cars, just that ranch where he works the land himself. He fixes roads, clears brush, tends to what used to be an avocado farm before California's drought hit. This is a man who chose authenticity over excess. His personal life reflects the same values. Married to Jilly Joan Mack since '87, with their daughter Hannah, now a successful 35-year-old equestrian, Selleck built the stable family life Hollywood said was impossible. No scandals, no messy divorces, no tabloid drama, just a man who went home to his family every night while CBS counted the money he made them. The volleyball connection nobody talks about adds another layer. Selleck wasn't just playing an athlete in his spare time. He was an accomplished player for the Outrigger Canoe Club in Honolulu during Magnum. Teammates describe him showing up to practice between filming, never using his celebrity status for special treatment. He played hard, practiced harder, and earned his spot on the team through merit, not fame. His almost roles read like an alternative Hollywood history. Besides Indiana Jones, he turned down Mitch Buchanan in Baywatch because he didn't want to be seen as a sex symbol. David Hasselhoff got the role and the cultural phenomenon that followed. Selleck chose dignity over easy money, a pattern CBS should have recognized and respected. The water scandal of 2015, where he was sued for allegedly taking water for his ranch during California's drought, was settled for $21,000 with no admission of wrongdoing. But here's what the media didn't report. Selleck had been preparing for droughts for years, installing conservation systems that most California farmers ignored. He was protecting his investment while CBS was plotting to cancel his show. Recent sightings at Los Angeles Kings games show a man finally enjoying life without network obligations. He attends with friends, not publicity handlers. He eats stadium food, not catered executive box spreads. This is Tom Selleck, freed from the CBS machine that controlled his image for over a decade. The Jesse Stone project, currently in development, isn't just another TV movie. It's Selleck's proof that he doesn't need CBS. Sources say he's funding part of it himself, maintaining creative control that Blue Bloods never allowed. At 80, he's essentially becoming an independent filmmaker, showing younger actors how to take control of their careers. Industry veterans are calling CBS's treatment of Selleck the biggest fumble in recent network history. You had an actor who never caused problems, never missed work, never demanded outrageous perks, and delivered consistent ratings for 14 years. And you threw him away for what? To refresh your schedule? The Friday night slot Blue Bloods dominated is now struggling, with replacement shows failing to capture even half the audience. The cosmic joke is that CBS is now desperately trying to maintain some connection to the Blue Bloods universe through Wahlberg's spin-off, essentially admitting they were wrong without actually saying it. But Selleck isn't playing their game anymore. He's made it clear that any involvement would be on his terms, not theirs. What's really happening here is bigger than one show or one actor. This is about Hollywood's treatment of aging stars who still deliver. Selleck at 80 is more compelling than most actors at 30, but the network wanted younger demographics, even if it meant losing millions of loyal viewers who followed him for decades. The transformation photos from August 2025 aren't just about a different look. They're about a man who's done pretending. The carefully groomed CBS image is gone, replaced by someone who's finally being himself. And you know what? He looks happier in those paparazzi shots than he did in the last season of Blue Bloods. As Selleck himself said, he plans on staying an actor as long as he's wanted. The question is whether Hollywood deserves him. After CBS's Betrayal, after forcing him to worry about keeping his ranch, after canceling a successful show against the wishes of cast and fans, the industry needs to take a hard look at how it treats its legends. Tom Selleck's story isn't over. With Jesse Stone in development, possible Yellowstone universe involvement, and a memoir about to expose Hollywood's darkest secrets. The next chapter might be his most compelling yet. CBS thought they were ending his story. Instead, they freed him to write his own ending. The man who honored his contract and missed out on Indiana Jones, who served his country when he could have avoided it, who chose family over Hollywood excess, deserves better than corporate betrayal. And if his recent transformation tells us anything, it's that Tom Selleck isn't going quietly into that good night. He's going out on his own terms, mustache or no mustache, and CBS can't do anything about it.